That to follow Yogananda?
Oh, huge crisis in my life.
What when?
2005. And then really serious in about 2009. And I just started to get into the lessons in a very serious way. I was living in a tent, and a lot of difficult things. The second husband dying in Hawaii, and literally like catatonic.
And where you lived? In Hawaii?
No, I was in British Columbia on the coldest winter on record. So I got serious about my meditation and the lessons, about doing the lessons and going through all the meditations, but I would not be alive without Master. Yeah. I know that. And so he really has helped me immensely, along with Divine Mother and all the other gurus of my lineage, to be in this world and not of it, and to go beyond the delusion.
I didn't still understand you. It was in 2005.
2005 when I sold my farm. And then 2009, we returned from a journey around America teaching with that husband very, very sick. And it's what's really interesting now is that I can see different situations as tests, spiritual tests, and be able to ask, what's the lesson? How can I forget those details and learn that lesson and move on? And
Coming back to Yogananda, as I understand, Yogananda was the guy who actually opened the Eastern wisdom to the West.
yes,
Right.
brought Kriya Yoga to the West.
And it happened kind of in the beginning of 20th century.
1924.
1924.
1920 he
1920.
came. Yes.
He came to US.
1920. Yes.
And what is your correspondence? So you find him only in 2005 by book? So you...
Here's what happened for me. When I was 20, after my first year university, I went to visit my half-sister in what was then Rhodesia. About 3 Sundays later, she said, let's go see Swami. So I said, who's Swami? She said, oh, he's been coming and doing yoga. And so we went, big group of people in a big room like this, you know, and Swami talking to them all. And after the meeting, the gathering was over, like this to me. And it's all
He did it.
Yeah, and he's all in his orange robes, and he asked me to sit down in front of him, and he pulled out of his pocket this pendulum, clear pendulum, and he went up and down my chakras, and he said, you're constipated. Come and work with me for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to come and pick you up every morning, and we're going to do water therapy. So I spent the next 2 weeks all day long with him, maybe going to yoga, but he put me under a steam tent, 2 wool blankets, safety pinned together, 2 chairs facing one another, kettle boiling underneath, head out, and just sweat and sweat and sweat. And then he taught, I would sit at his feet with his student, Diana, and he would talk. And he left me with the, positive was the main thing, positive thoughts. But he told me, he said, I was at the Boston Congress of Religions, Paramahansa Yogananda was there. He's in your country now. You find him. And it took me 30 years to find him.
And what is his name?
Swami Nishrayashananda.
Okay.
And he transitioned in the 90s. Yeah, the late 90s. So he was totally amazing. Such a gift. He introduced me to the Vivekananda, the Ramakrishna people in London, and we corresponded for several years. But when I came back to Canada, there was such a dearth of spiritual. I was at University of British Columbia. I was so depressed, I signed myself into the psych ward at UBC. And I had a Russian psychiatrist, and she insisted I'd had LSD. Later.
Did you took LSD?
Not at that
No.
time. No. I hadn't taken anything. It was all the spiritual that she was feeling, you know.
How old you was at that time?
21. Yeah. And then later, when I got into biodynamics, I met who is my editor now, and she was with Paramahansa Yogananda and had been for many, many years. And so that was the reminder to, oh yeah. Yeah.
So you do not know Yogananda personally
No.
through this?
He transitioned in 1952, the year I was born in March. I was born in May. Yeah. But I do know him personally too, you know. It's been a totally amazing process, because as I've gone through intense crises, I've been able to feel and see that as my spiritual journey, and the grit, you know, to move me forward, so that I can now, when I'm traveling, because I've been, you know, moving a lot, I just ask, okay, I'm here. What do I do? How long will I be here? How do I do it best? Yeah.